Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, the pressure is mounting on a Florida sheriff for failures in connection with the Parkland school massacre. While Sheriff Scott Israel is welcoming a state investigation into his office, he says he won't step down. This, as ABC's Mark Remillard reports, calls for more gun safety remain a top national issue.
Always illegal!
Alumni of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School marching Sunday in honor of the 17 victims of this month's school massacre. As the last victim is being laid to rest, Martin Anguiano was 14 years old and a member of the junior ROTC. Sunday afternoon, students and parents returning to the high school for the first time since the shooting for a voluntary orientation before classes resume on Wednesday. At the same time, the Broward County Sheriff is facing increasing pressure to resign over repeated failures to investigate the alleged shooter's troubling warning signs, and the school resource officer taking cover and not confronting the gunman.
Of course I won't resign.
The Speaker of Florida's House of Representatives sending a letter to the governor asking him to suspend the elected sheriff, a Democrat, for incompetence and dereliction of duty. The letter, signed by 73 Republican lawmakers. In New Jersey, Parkland student survivors addressing a community rally for common sense gun legislation.
I do not know what God I can trust that will allow this to happen time and time again.
The National Rifle Association still resisting calls to ban assault rifles or outlawing bump stocks that help semi-automatic weapons mimic automatic weapons.
The NRA doesn't back any ban.
That statement drawing a rebuke from one student survivor.
She is serving the gun manufacturers. She's not serving the people of the NRA, because the people that are joining the NRA, 99.9% of them are amazing people that just want to be safe, responsible gun owners.
Congress likely to pick up the gun debate when it returns from a 10-day recess tomorrow. Mark Remillard, ABC News, New York.
As the Parkland community tries to return to normal after that devastating shooting, one Bradenton business is trying to help. Employees with 1000 Degrees Pizzeria in Bradenton donating 100% of their tips and 20% of their store's profits today to the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School Victims Fund. We spoke with the store's owner on what sparked that decision to help.
And we just thought that as a community we could probably help them. We cannot do it alone, so we decided to do a fundraiser and help them out. I saw that they were raising money, so we just came up like about 5 days ago to let's do something. We were expecting big, but whatever we could do, basically as a team, we could do something big.
The pizzeria's owner says that with the success of today's fundraiser, they also hope to do similar fundraisers in the future for local nonprofits here in our area. And now let's take it over to Wendy Ross for a check on our first alert weather forecast tonight. Wendy, how's it looking out there?
Well, we've got a little bit of rain east of I-75. That's all moving up towards the north, but along the coastline and at the airport, we're looking at fair skies, 69 degrees right now. High humidity, calm winds coming in out of the east-southeast at this hour, and all around our viewing area. Temperatures are just around that 70-degree mark. Either side of it, partly cloudy to fair skies around the region. So Bradenton and Venice reporting some clouds. You can see some of the rain that we're looking at right here, and this is again well east of I-75. Light rains that have been forming, coming in from the Fort Myers area, moving on up towards the north, and they're dissipating as they move northward. Widely scattered rains, and things are going to be clearing up before the night is over. So we are expecting fair skies for the remainder for the overnight time period. Mild temperatures as well. Readings getting right back down into the 60s for the overnight lows. And when you start the day tomorrow, you know we're going to be well on the way to 80 degrees once again. And we'll talk about some of the changes that are coming up for this week's forecast. That's all coming up in just a minute. Adam?
All right, thank you very much, Wendy. The Sarasota County Health Department is investigating after several people have reportedly been hospitalized with Legionnaire's disease. Those cases being reported in the Island Walk community in the West Villages district in Northport. As a result, the Department of Health has closed the Island Walk spa and swimming pool and is investigating other possible sources of transmission. Legionnaire's disease is a type of pneumonia. You can't catch Legionnaire's disease from person-to-person contact. Instead, most people get that disease from inhaling microscopic water droplets containing the bacteria. Outbreaks have been linked to a range of sources, including hot tubs, mist machines, swimming pools, and cooling towers in air conditioning systems. Legionnaire's disease usually develops 2 to 10 days after exposure. Symptoms can include a headache, muscle pain, chills, and fever. Well, first responders often trade their own safety for ours, but one fire rescue district in Manatee County has a new tool to keep their crew members out of possibly dangerous situations. Southern Manatee Fire Rescue is using drones to determine the risk associated with some hazmat situations. ABC's 7's Erica Jackson shows us how this new technology is saving time and money for emergency personnel.
Anything we can do to help the public, that's why we're here.
Public safety is #1 for Southern Manatee Fire Rescue, but that doesn't mean rescue crews should be put in danger. That's why it's incorporating drones into its response efforts without risking the safety of first responders.
For us to be able to get in within just a few minutes and identify what kind of hazard this is, whether it's something that's going to blow up or whether it's something that's going to poison people, it tells us which direction to take the incident.
It's actually improving life safety for response operations.
Southern Manatee Fire Rescue wants every response to be flawless, so it ran multiple drills on Saturday incorporating drones. During a live response, the cameras can use aerial thermal imaging and zoom to determine the type of hazard, whether nearby areas should evacuate or roads should close, and in some cases, look for victims. Hazardous Materials Team Coordinator Chris Gould says crews successfully used the technology last year during a 5-alarm fire at Callahan Tires.
We were able to use the drone to tell that the plume was heading towards a school. Within just a few minutes, we were able to call the school, tell them to shut all the doors and protect everybody in place.
Gould says the technology can also speed up response efforts by 1 to 2 hours, saving the county time and money for extra labor. Now, Southern Manatee Fire Rescue is using the drones to help other fire districts to make sure all first responders can respond as quickly and safely as possible.
Once they start to implement it into their operations, it ends up being so effective that it's just a regular tool in the toolbox they're using weekly.
All right, thank you very much, Erica Jackson. That technology also effective while crews are cleaning up the hazardous materials. They can even use drones to deliver tools to responders without exposing other team members to chemicals, fires, or any other hazards. Well, a fatal crash in DeSoto County involving a semi-truck is under investigation tonight. The Florida Highway Patrol responding to State Road 70 and Wuthridge Avenue for reports of a crash just before noon today. When they arrived, Sarasota man Sean Driscoll was pronounced dead at the scene. His passenger, a Tampa resident, taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital in critical condition. Troopers say the car the two men were in collided with a semi-tractor trailer. The driver of that semi did not suffer any injuries. And now to a follow-up on an amazing story we told you about last night out in Oklahoma. Tonight, the mother and daughter who risked their lives to turn the tables on an armed robber speaking out, sharing their relief at being safe after they were confronted by a man carrying a shotgun. Mother Tina Ring saying her reaction to fight back was just instinctual.
The next thing I know that I have my gun and I'm shooting him, and I get up and I shoot him again, and then he kept just coming back at me.
And I was going to be there for her to protect her as well, as best as I could and as best as I knew how.
Their actions helping officers track down a suspect police say they'd been searching for weeks, wanted for at least 10 other robberies. That suspect is still being treated in a hospital, and police say charges have not yet been filed. Well, one promise of ride-hailing companies like Uber and Lyft was a drop in the number of cars clogging city streets. But recent studies in cities from Boston to New York to San Francisco suggest the opposite, that the companies are actually pulling riders off of buses, subways, and bicycles and putting them instead into cars. The companies have pushed back against those reports. However, they say ride-hailing is making it possible to reduce the number of personally owned cars on the roadways. Well, next, an amazingly heartwarming story, an eagle-eyed third grader saving a World War II veteran's life. Then, with the help of his classmates, helping him through a difficult time. ABC's John Donovan has more on that story.
You're a kid in a schoolyard, and you see this happening across the street, a house going up, and what do? Here's what third grader Jake Beaver did.
I saw like a bunch of flames and smoke, so I told my mom.
And with that, a life was saved, because the World War II vet who lived there, Max Wilson, was asleep inside, and it was Jake and his mom who woke him up.
Jake and his mother were hollering, "Get out, get out."
Max did get out, losing the house and everything in it, which was rough, coming on top of losing his wife a few months ago. But then something happened at Mark Twain Elementary in the aftermath, with all the other kids.
The kids wanted to do something, and it's just part of them showing their kindness.
They started drawing pictures for Max and making him cards for his 95th birthday.
Dear Max, we will do whatever we can to help you. Sincerely, Ava.
And then they started going to their piggy banks.
Bringing in their allowance, searching through the sofa cushions for change, looking in the car.
And so successful were they that the other day, when Max came by school to help give young Jake a police department award for sounding the alarm, Max himself got the surprise, a check that actually deserves to be called giant.
It's unbelievable.
Because it seems that's what these kids' hearts are, giant. John Donvan, ABC News.
Beautiful story. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, the heated District 72 special election, bringing even more attention to Sarasota as top Democrats descend on our area for a fundraiser. Plus, the woman who sent the White House into a temporary lockdown makes her first appearance in court. But was the incident the actions of someone with hate on their mind or love?
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Well, tonight, some of the state's top Democrats descended on Sarasota's Hyatt Regency for a dinner and celebration. That fundraiser, hosted by the Sarasota County Democratic Party, featured some of the top names in the party, like Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro. And one day after her first town hall as a state representative, Margaret Good thanking the crowd for their support during that heated District 72 special election. Even gubernatorial candidate Chris King spoke about the attention that race has brought to our area.
You know, as I travel all around Florida, I'm often asked recently, what's going on in Sarasota? You know, what's happening in Sarasota? What's so special in Sarasota? Sarasota demonstrates that with hard work and with discipline, you can win tough races. And I believe this and Margaret's race was a great example of that.
Margaret Good's election marked the first time in a decade a Democrat has won a state house seat here in Sarasota. Well, a follow-up now to a story we told you about on Friday. The woman who rammed into the White House's security barrier earlier this week appearing in court for the first time today. Police identifying that woman as Tennessee's Jessica Ford. After temporarily sending the White House into a lockdown, Ford faces charges of physical violence against property on restricted grounds, forcibly resisting and impeding federal officers, and damaging property of the United States. Ford defending her actions in court today, saying she was going to the White House because she is engaged to the president. That's right. Ford's lawyer says she's not a dangerous person and she wasn't trying to hurt anyone. In fact, it sounds like just the opposite. Just trying to meet her fiance, in her mind.
Let's go on to the weather. The weather was fantastic today. It was another one of those beautiful days, especially if you were close to the beach. And later in the afternoon, we started to see some rain developing east of I-75. So it wasn't for everybody. This is what it looked like in Lakewood Ranch. And you can see some of those clouds earlier in the afternoon. As the day wore on, a little bit of rain, because remember, most of the showers taking place east of I-75. And then we ended up with a beautiful end of the day with a lot of clear skies and very comfortable conditions still. And we are still looking at partly cloudy weather across our region. Right now we have our temperatures that got up to 83 degrees for the daytime high once again. And you can see where we're supposed to be this time of the year. 55 and 74 is actually normal. And here are the records, 28 and 87. Well, we didn't get anywhere near 87 degrees today, and certainly a far cry from normal, which is 55 degrees. We were in the 60s for the overnight lows last night. Fair skies will be the rule for the rest of tonight. We've got mild weather also going to continue for the next several days, and then we're going to get back to normal next weekend, and I'm going to show you what normal is in just a few minutes. But right now, this is what it looks like around the area. We've got temperatures in the low 70s, closer to the water from Bradenton all the way down through Venice, and then you move east of I-75, and right now the temperature differences are not all that great, mostly into the mid-70s at this hour. Now, we've had a cold front just to our north, low pressure riding along that front. A lot of rain has also been falling from Texas across portions of the northern Gulf Coast states and up through the Tennessee Valley. But we have been dominated by this high pressure system, which has continued to bring us the fair skies, the warm winds coming from the south, and that has helped to dominate our weather. But it is going to start to move off towards the east and become less of a factor for us as the week progresses. But in the meantime, we've got this cold front that's going to be moving over northern Florida, and that's where it stops. It comes on through on Monday and Tuesday, and then it just comes to an end before it ever reaches our area. It's going to dissipate, so we will not see that front coming through here. What it will be producing, however, are some thunderstorms over the northern part of the state. You'll notice central and south Florida will not be experiencing any thunderstorms. All of the rain is pretty much right here across the southeast, moving up through the middle Atlantic coastal states, and copious amounts of rain has been falling across this part of the country. It has been producing some flooding conditions. In the meantime, we've been getting some light rains east of I-75. They came on in with the sea breezes. Those sea breezes pushed those showers into the interior sections a little bit more, and now all of this weather is moving on up towards the north, and we're going to continue to see it dissipate as it moves northward. We are going to be left with a beautiful start to the day tomorrow, lots and lots of sunshine for Monday, and then we're going to see the opportunity for some showers once again along the east coast, trying to develop with the sea breezes during the afternoon hours for us. So if you're heading off to the beach, winds will be coming in out of the south. We've got sunny and warm conditions with temperatures back up around 80 degrees. Now over the next several days, it's going to be on the warm side. Once again, we've got a 20% chance of rain on Tuesday, and then the next best chance for rain is going to be on Thursday with breezy conditions because the next cold front is coming through, and this is normal for us. 74, 75, and 50s for the overnight lows, and that is what we are going to be seeing on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of this upcoming week. Adam?
Well, it sounds like a good week to watch some baseball, and we have sports coming up right after this break.
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
Mark Zupan, part of the U.S. Paralympic rugby team. In my game, movement is everything. I get frustrated when my move is blocked, especially when that guy has no right to be there, even just for a minute. I love a challenge, but I don't like to play this game every day.
A message from the United Spinal Association.
One of the motivating factors for me to become a Big Brother was that I was mentored as a youth. And it was important for me to kind of pass forward the things that were kind of given to me. It's really just as simple as getting to know a kid. You don't have to be an athlete, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to have any of those other things. You just have to be willing to spend a little time and help mold some young person's life. Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I'm Alan Cohn. Planned Parenthood and transgender hormone replacement services are being offered, but there is an age requirement, and who is paying for the medication?
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now, sports.
Even without a win, it was a good day for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are seeing some nice production from some of their prospects early this spring training. Tyler Glasnow, who had a rocky rookie season last year with just 2 wins, struck out 2 batters and even had hit 100 miles per hour on the gun in just 2 innings of work today. Pirates also notched 5 extra base hits, including an in-the-park home run from Alfredo Reyes and a 3-run jack from 24-year-old prospect Kevin Kramer. Still, manager Clint Hurdle is trying to keep the media realistic about their expectations, as only Clint Hurdle can.
What reports have you gotten about the reasons behind that? Maybe a change in swing or anything like that?
No, it's just you guys keep writing about us having no power, so we're swinging for homers.
There you have it, putting it on the media. And a couple other games, the Orioles took a loss on the road, scoring just 1 run against the Red Sox. And the Rays lost a close one with the Twins. New addition first baseman C.J. Cron goes 2 for 3 with a double and a home run. Well, how can high school hockey in Florida help bring a community closer together? Well, 11 days after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School campus was ravaged by a shooter, the school's hockey team played for a state championship. Players said the emotions from that day turned into passion for their sport. Hockey became their escape, and after winning the state title against Tampa Jesuit today, they hope it can be a glimmer of light for others.
Last week and a half has been rough. Hockey's just kind of takes away all the pain and all the thoughts. Just kind of get away and just play. We came here to win. That's what we did.
I was just glad to be alive, and I live for them now.
The Eagles scored 7 goals in that victory, and goalie Nathan Shields had a remarkable 46 saves for the Eagles between the pipes. More to come here on ABC 7. Stay with us.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
It's time to take a road trip.
Burn rubber for Birmingham, where you can feed your need for speed at Barber Motorsports Park and Museum. Now this gets my motor running. Meet Iron Men. Hey there, big guy. And make a date with your 9-iron. Feed the animals at the zoo and the birds. Then enjoy the award-winning restaurant scene. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
We all love our kids and want what's best for them. You have the power to help your kids learn to succeed in life every day. When you promote a love for learning at home, children build the skills they need to be ready for school. You can be their everyday hero. It's easy. Just text Everyday Hero to 77453 for simple learning tips.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Well, get ready to say aw. A Park Service employee at Yellowstone National Park capturing this unique video this week showing 2 otters playing in the snow. Check it out. These guys testing out the surface area there, sliding around. I think we got a roll coming up at some point. Yeah. Look at that.
They're just having
Just enjoying
fun.
the new environment. We got a couple otters here at Mote Marine. They rarely see snow. So it's nice to see a little change of pace there.
Oh, I just love that. Well, we're going to have a beautiful day tomorrow. So when you get up in the morning, you're going to see plenty of sunshine. Temperatures during the morning commute at 68 degrees. And take a look, another day in the 80s once again.
It's the new
83.
norm.
That is the new norm.
They don't have to worry about it.
Oh, look at that.